everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, Ballistic.
It's
Christopher Venti, what's going on? You watch Miniac's video? Awesome.
That was a good video.
Bait Liquor, Vector. Ghost Hunter, what's going on? Ghost Hunter only thinks we have 7 employees.
Only thinks we have 7 employees.
Yes. He keeps spreading disinformation across the web.
Oh,
We're not big on being a fan of disinformation around here.
a lot of lies on the internet.
A lot of lies on the internet.
Hopefully people know not to believe anything they read on the internet,
Papa Chicken, what's going on?
especially if it comes from Ghost Hunter.
We've got the whole gang here today. We do. We're all here.
Noir, what's going on?
Except for Paul.
Except for who?
Paul's not here today.
Yes.
Oh.
Other than that, everyone's here.
I was wondering why Shelby was pulling orders. That's what Paul was on. Hey, Schmidt, what's going on?
Somebody likes us.
Chat knows that only like 10 people work at Monument Hobbies. We had way more than 10 walk through here and sing me happy birthday.
That
We
is
don't
true.
pay these. Well, we do pay these people technically to be here and do that. I'm a liar.
How does it feel? You paid them to sing happy birthday to you.
Yeah, I'm just now realizing that in this conversation. And I
Well,
have to,
to
rethink
be
my life.
fair, though,
I have to rethink my whole life now.
I pay them. He
That's
doesn't.
true. That's also true. You don't sign the paychecks. So if Jen does that, that's ultimately her fault.
It's not anymore. No, it's not. It was not off. No, absolutely not. It wasn't off. Full microphone working just fine right now.
Well, I said hi to everybody, by the way. So hi, everybody. So I get treated around. See what I have to put up with, chat?
People do things when I'm not here, and they change things, and
Oh my gosh, this is too good.
should be fine now.
We can blame Shelby. It's all Shelby's fault.
Yeah.
Trying to silence the cult leader.
Definitely not.
Ghost Hunter.
Rat
I need him
bastages.
to talk about more
Ugh.
things.
That's so funny. Well, how was your weekend?
That was good.
Yeah.
We saw the Bike Riders movie.
The Bike Riders movie?
It
Yeah.
Oh,
was
that movie.
great. I really liked it.
Yeah, really good movie.
It was that movie that I think we saw a preview for it when we were at the theater last, I
Maybe.
think so. I remember this movie now. Ish. It doesn't have what's his name?
Tom Hardy,
Tom Hardy. Yeah. Okay.
Austin,
And Austin
whatever his
Butler.
name is.
Yep.
Austin Butler.
It was good.
Yeah, it was very good.
Great.
Awesome.
I really liked it. Yeah, that's like my kind of movie.
My kind of movie.
Yep.
I finally started playing the new DLC for Elden Ring this
Yep,
weekend,
I played a lot of
I did
that.
that too.
and it is excellent. I am very excited to partake more of the excellence.
Yeah, it's again from Soft showing the world what you should expect from your video games.
Correct.
I've only suffered a few issues with it.
I heard there was some like frame issues and stuff like that. All stuff that'll be easily fixed over the next week or so, I think.
Papa Chicken, he said he had a few more things he was finishing up. And he'll be done. We'll get it sent out.
On this guy? Yep.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Cannibal said, my package was delivered today, but I don't have a mailbox key. What? Have to wait till my sister gets home.
I would be so mad.
That's like the worst.
Call her
it's
up, tell her
there.
there's an emergency, and you need her to leave work immediately and come home.
Yep.
And then don't tell her what it is. And then when she gets there, tell her I need the mailbox key.
Yep.
And watch your life explode.
She'll get really angry, and then you'll be really happy that you have the mailbox key.
And Bipolar Stream 88, I've got a bone to pick with you. If you had released the Mega Pack set a few weeks ago, I would have bought that for $50 more than the big first time order I made. Haha, mostly teasing, but kind of salty. Things go on sale.
It sucks.
You know, like you go and you
We
buy
hate
a
it.
6-pack of Coke, and then a week later you see that the grocery store has it on sale. It just is the way things work sometimes.
We hate it.
Yeah.
Every time I press go live on something like that, a new bundle, that people have been demanding for a long time, I'm always like, well, that sucks that it wasn't available 8 years ago.
To be fair, nobody's been demanding this particular set
So
because it doesn't include everything.
but it is a great deal.
It's still a great deal.
We had one customer shoot us a message on social media saying, "Hey, I got a question for you. Does the new bundle come in its own box, or is it the individual boxes from the existing sets?" And I was like, "Well, it's the individual boxes from the existing sets. It's just you get them all at once for a better price." And he was like, "That's great. Just what I wanted to hear." He goes, "I just bought the base set, but I want to get this one and get all of the paints because I love them so much, but I wanted to be able to sell the base set to my buddy on its own in the box."
Yeah.
And so by selling it, he'll just take the base set that comes in the
Oh,
big bundle and
there you
give
go.
it to his buddy.
Yeah.
But he wanted to make sure it was like either as a gift or whatever, he wanted it to be in its own box and not just a bunch of
good
loose
idea.
paints.
We actually had someone contact us saying, "Hey, I just bought your base set a week ago, but I would like to send it back so that I can get the new bundle." And they'd already bought the new bundle. I'm like, "Okay, here you go. Here's where you can send it back to us, I guess."
Oh,
But they had already purchased the new one. Like
But they were like, I bought a base set, but now
the
I want
base
to
set
upgrade to
is
the big
on
bundle.
the way to them, like
Oh,
going to be
that's funny.
delivered tomorrow, and they bought the mega set like yesterday or something.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
creative purchasing 101.
Yep. Baby J convinced me last week to pick up the glaze and
Oh,
wash medium,
no.
but I forgot to check out. Now it's out of stock. Any idea when it will return?
I do not currently. I haven't talked to production today on it, but I would assume pretty quick.
Find any info on that? I will check.
Good afternoon, Patrick.
Do
Hello.
not have information on
Hello,
it. It is not
McSalty.
in stock.
Hello,
Yes.
Panic Bomb. Welcome to our wonderful Monday stream, where wonderful things happen. Silly things get talked about. Fart jokes are made.
I played an absolute crap ton of Shadow of the Erdtree.
Tell me all about your experiences. I want to live vicariously through the you that has experienced the things that I have not.
Well, I have killed the first two Remembrance bosses, and I killed the big Porcopotamus in the Shadow Keep.
Okay.
I have killed a number of individual named bosses in and around the outside world and in a bunch of the dungeons.
I heard there's a ton.
Not. I feel like there's a lot less than in the regular one per capita, so that's a bummer. I don't feel like there's as many open world dungeons as there were in the base Elden Ring, which is
Yeah.
kind of a shame. You don't just like find yourself wandering around and finding a jail,
Oh, yeah.
and you don't find yourself, with another little cave in the side of a mountain very often that leads to a dungeon. There's a few, but not very many. It's very particularly placed. You can see how if they do which they've said they weren't going to do any more Elden Ring content after this, but
Oh, really?
yeah, that's
Oh,
been
cool.
FromSoft's thing, is that this is going to be the end for a long time. But it is laid out in a way that it could have a lot of updates to it, because it just feels empty, comparatively
Really?
speaking, to Elden Ring.
Hmm.
Wandering around in the plains and all of that, it just doesn't feel like there's near as much stuff. Like, I've ridden for miles and miles and miles. There's not even anything except squirrels in the underbrush and sheep, so which is weird. Like, it seems like alive and teeming when you look at like the trees and the weather and all that stuff, but from encounters there's very few, comparatively speaking, to Elden Ring. So that's kind of a shame.
Hello, Jade. Your boy Heavy T said, "Mighty fine work you got here."
Thank you.
Well, I thought you...
Pixel Balloon said, "I finally got around to starting the base game this weekend, and I haven't played a Souls-like since Bloodborne, and apparently I've forgotten how to play. Died way too much."
I don't know that there is such a thing as dying way too much, but welcome. It only gets worse from here.
It definitely... So this is the first time that I had picked up Elden Ring in almost a year. So...
It's a lot harder.
it was one of those, like, I need to remember how this game works.
My God, everything
rough.
hits like a truck. like it was amazing to me that monsters that were dying very quickly to my build coming straight out of Elden Ring, when I was dodging and paying attention, and then the first time they caught me unawares and actually hit me and took half my health, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep.
Like, I'm killing these dudes in like 2 or 3 hits, but they're also able to kill me in 2 or 3 hits. And I'm like, okay, that's not
We don't like that.
that's not nice.
We don't like that.
So Jen's heard me cussing quite a bit in my office.
I went through. I was kind of like roaming around the like first entry area.
Careful, there's a dude there that's basically a boss.
Yeah, the dude with the beast claws.
No, that's Logan. He's not that hard. The dude with the rings.
With the rings?
Yeah, he's sitting up on top of one of the big monuments. Right as you come out of into the world, there's those big monuments
Uh-huh.
that are all over the place.
Yeah.
He's on the first one to the right. Like you go down to the Grace, the site of Grace.
Yeah.
And the one that's the first one on the right, you'll see him sitting on top of it, hunched over.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that guy.
Okay.
But I had a lot of problems with Logan.
What is your build?
Well,
Those dudes with the rings are some of the hardest mobs in the game.
really?
Yep.
I felt like they were super, for me at least, they were very easy to dodge. But I had a lot of problems with Logan.
Oh, wow.
I spent probably 45 minutes trying to kill that guy.
Oh, wow.
And I killed the other thing in like 1 try. 2
Wow.
tries.
All right.
The first time that it happens, you don't know that it's happening.
Blades,
and
what's going on?
Kill you. So that one I got owned.
What's the story with Mikola? Are you supposed to know what the story in Souls games are? Because I'm not following any of that. I don't have any idea. Mikola was with Moog and went into the Empyrean and to chase down the brother, Mesmer. I'm not real clear on all of that. And the game, not very helpful so far.
Yeah, the game doesn't give you. There's not a whole lot of there's not a whole lot of hand holding when it comes to storytelling in these games.
This one's doing better than the main game. But
Oh,
it's
is it?
still,
Oh, that's actually
There's
cool.
so many NPCs that you meet that give you more insight, but it doesn't really help
Doesn't
me.
help, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just killing things, going to dungeons, enjoying myself.
Blades
sweet.
81 said, "Love the glasses."
I'm pretty happy with them. I hope that the person who is receiving this enjoys it. I hope they will.
I think so.
Miyazaki wants to do a traditional JRPG next, according to a recent interview. They'll lose me. But I mean, that I'm obviously not their player base anyway. They've done great with the Soul stuff. Why are you paying so much for international shipping when I could just get pigment slurries from Ontario? Well, that's not how that works. I love how there's a comment on Miniac's video about a guy who's making his own paint line. Like, okay, good.
A lot more complicated than you might think. Like walking to a restaurant, watching somebody make something, and being like, "Man, I can make that super fancy dish that you're making right there. I can do it, no problem."
Probably can. Great.
A little bit of
Maybe you
practice.
can.
Go for it.
A little bit of practice goes a long way.
Let us know how that works out when you realize how much additional work is done.
All right.
Yeah, a 15-pound glass jar of bismuth yellow. Ack. That's not good.
Ack, what happened?
Oh, there's a spot on his thumb there. figure out how to
Dry
fix.
Up. Dry up. A gift. don't-
Sapo said I don't like mixing my own colors, let alone mixing my own paint. I will just continue to buy the best paint, period. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, and try to call U.S. Pigment Supply and ask them for a color, and then set your timer to see how fast they hang up on you.
Pixel Balloon said I often have that. I can do that, which you might be able to, but doing it to the speed and quality of a business, that's when it gets damn hard. Exactly. Exactly. A lot more than just putting the paint in the bottles. Quite happy for the Monument folks to make my paint. I am resource rich, but time poor.
Well, and yeah, like I said, it's
This is what we do. We're here every day doing this. So
this is many people's full-time
this is our
job.
it turns out that making paint is not pigment in water, as
Rose
many
Hunter said
people
I
have
was hoping
found
to
out.
Huh?
As many people have found out
Yeah.
by
So-
trying to start paint companies.
Hoping to find out more about the left-handed paintbrushes, but it was all hands on deck to paints during the filming of the video. Yeah, we were definitely. It was like right when
It was a
the
busy time.
new 3D
We don't share
sets
those
were
kind of secrets
released.
anyway.
Have we ever thought about doing a production or factory tour video? That would be fun. I mean, we kind of have one.
I mean, isn't that just
A little bit.
That was kind of just what that was,
Yeah, that's
right?
that's kind of what that was. But we also have one.
Yeah, I guess we also do kind of just have one.
It's the origin of Wizard's Butt.
Yep. You wouldn't recognize a lot of the places. They look a lot different.
Yeah, it looks
now.
it looks a lot different.
That's true. That was long enough ago, which isn't
Yeah.
even that long ago.
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
Fulfillment wasn't even in that big room.
No, that was a game room.
Yep, it was. the
That's
game room.
crazy. I always forget how out of date that commercial is, even though that commercial's not that old.
It's pretty out of date.
You want to hear something weird? I was here back when that was the game room.
Yeah, also true.
Oh, it was still the game room when you
Yeah.
started?
Yeah. I think you guys switched it over right after I got here. It was like literally while we were gone at Adepticon.
Yeah, I
got
think it
switched
happened
over.
while we were gone at
That
Adepticon,
sounds about
actually.
right, yeah. Papa Chicken said, when I was young, I worked at McDonald's. After a while, I couldn't eat there anymore. I suspect you don't have a similar problem. Do you ever play around with other branded paints just to see what they're all doing?
Honestly, and this probably is a bad thing, but no, we don't.
Yeah.
We don't make paint based on what everybody else does. I mean, the line started because I decided I wanted to make paint based on what everybody else didn't do. And so that's where ProCurl was born from. As far as like ongoing, we don't really spend a lot of time looking at what everybody else is doing. We tend to look at what makes paint better. And regardless if a competitor is doing it or not, we're going to do whatever makes paint better and not worry about it.
Division Ring, I can assure you, based on the number of snacks that are purchased, that we don't eat any of the paint around here. We have lots of snacks, a
And they
freezer
are
full of
eating-
frozen foods, all kinds of stuff to drink. Nobody's eating the paint.
We have plenty of other delicious things to eat around here that are not paint. So don't eat the paint.
Yeah,
Blades,
we
says I spend a lot of money on ProCurl. It's the best. Well, thank you. We appreciate you very much.
we definitely appreciate you. Appreciate all of the nerds out there.
Throwing some glazes on this cap, trying to get the
The Paint Liquor 9000 out again.
highlights looking.
Are we showing that one again?
Maybe.
'Cause
I never know.
Papa Chicken just asked when it's coming to market.
Huh.
Start selling some of that Magic Arizona water you have. I would for sure buy a couple gallons of it.
Arizona water?
You don't.
You
want that.
don't.
I think it
Me
has a
either.
hazmat warning.
Yeah.
I don't think we could ship it.
Does it really? That'd be hilarious. Like, our water is so bad you can't ship it anywhere else.
SFG, he put it there, so I don't think he's tried to wipe it off.
What, this?
Yeah.
No, that's on purpose.
Intentional.
Intentional.
Makes so much sense,
Little bit of
especially
paint
since
on the
learning
top of
from
the
you on stream, Jason, that all of the other paint lines are made by companies that don't make paints for the hobby. Monument does, so technically Monument doesn't have competition.
Oh, we do. Every paint is competition, right? We and there are other lines out there that make paint in a way akin to what our goal is.
No, we don't need to ship in any kind of special Spanish water because clearly people are asking us for Arizona water. So
Yep.
why would we go through the hassle? You get it right out of the tap here. Not very expensive.
Because it's terrible. It's terrible.
We absolutely get sandstorms here. We call them dust storms. Haboobs.
Boobs.
That's
I have
the
not
official
seen
name.
a genuine boob yet.
There aren't that many that roll through this part of town.
I think I've.
I mean, you wouldn't notice it because by the time it gets here,
it's already
just dusty.
dissipated.
Yeah, so you won't see it. You'll have to look at pictures.
The big one that came from New Mexico the other day was pretty impressive.
Oh, really? I missed this.
It was on the obviously on the eastern border of Arizona, but yeah, there was a humongous haboob, like state north to south
Oh my gosh.
from New Mexico that came across the border the other day.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
Technically,
That's
it's
crazy.
our monsoon season right now, and it is pretty humid, but we won't see any like storms in another month at least. Although last night, for like 2 minutes, it just poured rain.
Wait,
Yeah, and then
Did
it
you hear
just
that?
quit.
It just went boom,
Oh.
like dumped all this rain out for about 2 minutes and then stopped.
I was like-
at all.
I heard something. I was like, the dog up? And she was in there sleeping with you, and I was like,
I know I'm looking out the window. It was really hard to see. But then I was like, yeah,
then when I
no,
took the
can
dog
hear
out, it was
for
like all
sure.
wet on the
Yeah.
ground. I was
It
like,
was
what
still
the?
wet this morning because it's humid.
Weird. I did not hear that at all.
It might not have happened here.
Oh, I guess that's true.
I
He
mean,
has
we're a couple
little-
miles away, but
yeah.
stuff like that is could happen across the street, but not here, kind of.
True. True. Yeah, I remember the worst one I've experienced here in Arizona. I was at a card game event down the street. And I remember it was like, I don't know, 9 o'clock, something like that. And we were all getting like warnings on our phone to like stay inside and like pull your car over if it's like really bad. And it was like the sketchiest 2 mile drive of my life.
Yeah. Sapo, pretty humid. Right now it's about 25%, which considering we're normally 10 or below,
Wow, that's really high.
that's pretty high. But yesterday it was like 42% when I looked. At one
Really?
point, it was humid
Oh.
yesterday.
Arizona iced tea is so good. Is that actually made here? Is that like is like
I
a
don't think so.
thing? Yeah. %, humidity and 100 degrees currently. Feels like 110. I know yesterday was hot. I got out of my car on the way home and I was just like, oh my god.
It was humid. It wasn't hot. It was only like 103, but it was humid.
Yeah, still warm.
Well, she's like, it's not hot. It's only
It
103.
was only 103. It wasn't hot. It was just
It's
humid.
like, no, that's hot.
Listen,
honey, that's hot.
it's too early to be complaining about the heat right now. So we have to all agree that 103 is not so bad.
No, I agree. 103 realistically is not that bad. 110
It's bad.
it's bad. 110 well, especially with that much humidity.
It's bad.
40% until it hit 105 today. Yeah, so I just looked and it's like 25% now. And it's saying that it's 108.
I'm looking forward to it being
Real feel 117.
Real Feel 117.
Yep.
Ugh. Here, gross.
Patrick Redding, glad to have you back.
117.
I love your definition of high humidity. 98 and 85%. Where are you at? Texas? Oh, yeah, Austin? Yep. I grew
my
up in
gosh.
Texas.
So,
I know your
again,
pain.
You're
We live
swimming.
in a desert. For us, it's humid. Everybody has different levels. It's
Yeah.
fine. Nobody needs to get upset.
If that is the weather you'll be seeing in Chicago 10 years from now, you're moving to Alaska?
You'll probably be fine.
Cannibalistic is like, I think 87's too high. I mean, me too, but you deal with what you dealt.
I think it's maybe 80 something here, and I'm already feeling sorry for myself.
103 is a nope. I mean,
you
we
have air
get.
conditioning that much in where you live, Teeny. It's okay.
Wait till you hear us in July and August when we're like, well, here's day 45 of over 110.
Yeah.
And at midnight, when I go and let the dog out, it's still over 100.
It's like 105 outside.
It never
at
gets
midnight.
under 100 or like 99.
All right, I'm giving us all 2 more minutes to talk about the weather, and then we need to be done because, like I said, it's too early.
It's too early.
Well,
Way too early.
I'll just throw back my
I'm
legs
still
and
enjoying
pollute my
it.
britches
It's
with
not so
delight.
bad.
Mystic Blue Cougar says, I love the paint bottle.
Noir
The-
said, "Can I see
the
the,
bold
back
sense
of
of
that model,
humor.
Jason?"
It is bold.
What's that?
Noir would like to see the back of your model.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that is what I need to do. I need to do something on the back. Jason just put a sticker on there.
I put a sticker on mine.
I might just do the same. Or I might
Smarter, not harder.
put a little note on there. I know this model is very cool, but please do not eat the paint.
The glasses have changed a
They
little
most
bit.
certainly have.
Some cool frames.
They're really loud. Very, 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 very loud sunglasses.
Freehand the donate the paint sticker. That'd be another $500. Maniac could have spoiled the old sense of humor if his video wasn't so delayed.
What do you mean? Oh. Sure.
I mean, we showed it off at Adepticon,
Yeah.
so he was here after that.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
He came in April. Into April, right?
Oh, so
Happy
be.
Monday to you, game delay.
I'm disappointed Jordan didn't make the paint bottle plaid color.
Me too.
I thought about it, actually. Like, unironically, I thought about it.
I mean, Papa Chicken, he does that all the time anyway.
Do what?
Papa Chicken said, "What's the service where you pay celebrities to say things on camera?" Jason should set one up where he just tells specific people not to eat the paint. Love the frames. Was going to use some fluorescent paint from another brand on some fairy wings, but now going to use the glasses frame as inspiration.
Nice.
We make fluorescent paint. Or can you get one of what Vile needs? The bold sense of humor that Jordan is painting? No longer available. Only 2.
Only ever 2. They were both printed and painted by Jason and myself, and that's it. That's All she wrote.
But they were available on our website.
I believe there were only, I
$4.99.
think we only ever had 2 available though.
Well, when
No.
someone bought the 1, then we
Yep.
switched it to 2.
Oh, did we?
I think
Oh,
so.
that's funny.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
only
okay.
1 in stock, and then it got no. I think it didn't have. It
I don't
had
think it
like
had
maybe
anything.
5 or something in stock.
And because we're like, nobody's going to buy this. It was a joke. It was not meant to be a purchased product. It was like our personality adjuster, which was a $1,000 or $5,000 sledgehammer. And it was in response to someone who was trolling us on Facebook. So we, I don't remember, they were complaining about something, and Jason responded back and said, "You look like you need a sense of humor. Here's one for you." It sat on our website for probably a good month or so before someone actually bought it.
Jason.
And then
have-
our fulfillment team came into my office and was like, "What's this?" And I'm like, "Somebody bought it."
Have
It's
I
pretty
ever
crazy.
told you that I appreciate your sense of humor sometimes? Oftentimes, actually.
I just, you know what? Life is too short to not have some fun with it. And if you wake up and choose to be that much of a bum
That's right.
on the internet, it's like I'm going to take
A lot
full
of
advantage.
cranky people out there on the internet.
I'm going to take full advantage of it. Have some fun with it. I did not think we'd sell any of them.
Yeah.
I knew we wouldn't sell any of the
The sledgehammers.
sledgehammers.
Yeah.
And so I figured this would be in the same vein as that.
It turns out people are willing to pay $500 for something like that.
Yep. Turns out.
For air.
Like,
Literally
that's
air.
enough. I'm gonna get in on this joke for $500. It's a reasonable amount of money.
I was surprised at how many people contacted us to see if it was just a meme.
Yeah.
They were like, "So before I spend $500, am I actually going to get anything?"
Jeremiah don't have a good time ruins my sour disposition. You should stay away from Jordan then.
Hi! I do not have a sour disposition. My disposition is generally favorable.
Happy Monday to you, Songer.
Except when I finished my book the other day.
You bummed?
Yeah, it didn't follow through.
Fell apart at the end.
It's
So many do. It's really a shame.
yeah, it's hard to describe too, because it's not like it like I think it was one of those like the ideas that I had going on in my head that I was like, ooh man, if it goes here, I'm gonna be really hyped about this. And then it didn't go there. And
Yeah,
it
your
was just
idea
like-
was better than the actual implementation.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, that's less cool. I mean, I guess.
We do have a question about transparents. If
Yes.
you have a moment. After
Please.
buying your base set, I love them. I got myself the transparent set based on a few recommendations on your Discord. How do you incorporate transparent paints into your workflow? I'm new to these and wanted to give them a shot.
Yeah, they are.
Jordan loves them, so this
I
is
do.
going to be
I
a good
use them
answer.
all the time. So they're super flexible. You can use them for a lot of different things. I would say one of the most common things that I will use transparency for is for filtering colors. So if I have a purple, right, that I really like the build up for, but I want it to be a little bit more saturated or maybe a little bit more like a reddish hue or something like that, then I can mix up a glaze using the transparents, which are completely translucent pigments. So they're going to lay right on top of all of the gradients that you've built up. And what they'll do is they'll just shift the hue slightly with the color that you use over it. So if you want like a warmer purple, you can put a little bit of the bold pile, or not bold pile red, the transparent red. Maybe mix a little bit of the transparent purple in it, just a little touch, and then thin it down a bunch and glaze it over your purple, and you'll get a warmer version of the purple. So you can do this to bring saturation back to things that you're painting. So I'll use it a lot when I'm painting, like leather is a really very common one that I'll use it for, where I'll build up my value and my general like local hue for the leather, and then I'll just bring saturation back to it afterwards with glazes of brown transparent and maybe a little bit of the yellow transparent in it. depending on what kind of color of leather I'm going for. Um, so that's a great way to do it, to use it. You can also use them to smooth transitions between colors. So if you have like a red, like a burnt red base, and then you highlight directly with bold power red, you can use the red transparent to filter between that blend, and it'll smooth it over the more layers that you put up of the transparent, because it will cover and slowly start to build opacity up, and it will make those layers be more recognizably, or more less recognizably separate. That's a couple of ideas. I can sit here for hours explaining all of the various different things you could do with it, but I think those are two really good starting points.
Best thing is just to play around.
Yeah, play around with it. It's super fun.
Metallics.
And
Yeah,
then
you
if you've
can.
got any specific questions, you can always come back.
Yep.
Or ask us in Discord.
You can mix them into metallics to make really cool, colorful metallics. I like creating a really like deep, rich, ancient gold by mixing brown transparent into rich gold. It makes this kind of like a really kind of ancient, worn gold that's this like really deep brown, reddish color. You can use them with the metallic medium to just create super vibrant metallics. So if you want like a blue metallic, you just mix the metallic medium with blue transparent, and you have this like crazy punchy, super shiny blue metallic. You can mix them into your regular paints too if you want to change the colors just a little bit, make them more saturated. Like I said, there is more ways than you can count to how you can use the transparent set, and it comes with all 9 of the colors that you will need to mix whatever color that you want. You have all of the colors that you will ever need: white, black, red, blue, yellow, orange, purple, brown. You have everything.
Jam786, hello. Game delay said, so I backed a certain paint line on Kickstarter around a year ago, and that choice led to my discovery of Procurl when the Kickstarter was delayed. No regrets. But they actually delivered the paints while I was in Ohio. Now I don't have to share my Procurl with my kids. That's awesome. Vision Ring said, the more I use paint, the less I see opacity as a strict benefit. I get that it's nice in the same way pigment density is. You can always dilute for less, but you can't do anything to get more.
Correct.
But the number of times I've cringed at brush strokes because it was more opaque than I want.
Paint should always flow regardless of opacity, right? I'm less concerned with opacity for things outside of like highlights that I'm doing right now. I want the highlight to probably be a little bit more opaque than not. But even then, I'm layering and thinning and doing it multiple times to get exactly where I want to be. Yeah, the more you paint, the more you'll realize those things, that a lot of what you view as a hassle when you start your painting journey, you start to realize why they're like that over time.
Jeremiah said you can do a griselle in gray or tan tones and then glaze over with transparents to add color.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be like a zenithal?
Yep.
Kind
Yeah, it's the same concept. Yep.
Teeny said I suggested the transparents would make a great subject for an artist opus video, but Byron said he hasn't played with them yet. What?
Byron's a big dry brush guy.
Oh.
Yeah, the
It's
transparents
just
don't
the-
really fit his painting style because he's not a traditional brush painter.
Yep.
His whole shtick is really based around the dry brushing as a method to get, quick and easy paint going.
Yep.
And the transparents are definitely not something that you find in that until you do what people are talking about in chat, which is use them in a way that allows you to take that dry brush early value stepping that you do and then filter over the top of it.
Yep.
They work really, really great for that.
Siege Tank Adventure. I've had a question as well since we Since I've been struggling to reach real bright highlights. I'm having some trouble phrasing the question. After some experimentation, starting to wonder if it could have more to do with Pro Acryl being matte. How do you go about getting the brightest of brights?
What would you consider bright? Because we're both painting some stuff that has some very bright colors on it. My brightness is more in my highlighting, but obviously his entire model is very bright. So I guess it just depends, right? The part of brightness is making sure that you compensate with equal amounts of darkness to get the contrast, because brightness is just a virtue of how much contrast you've built in.
Correct.
Right? So putting enough darkness on a model is what a lot of people struggle with. They start in the midtones being too bright, and then by the time you put your highlight on, you really don't see a lot of pop because there's no contrast between your base layer and your final highlight. So always make sure that you've got a dark enough beginning, right? A lot of people, when they're highlighting, go to white or something super bright like that, when in reality, what you should be doing is adding more darkness. Like, I haven't used any white on this guy yet.
Somebody asked about the model you're painting, Jason. Full Studio. Love the bust that Jason is painting. Who makes it?
I've got the
Is that one we
box
don't
and I
know?
never can remember.
I'm not sure. I did write down that we're calling him Eustace P. Vanderbanger III. If that
Vanderbanger.
helps you in any way.
No.
Eustace P. Vanderbanger, the third. This is it.
Honor Guard.
Honor Guard 3D prints. Salad Sculptors Chaos Berserker. I have no idea.
Like
what.
a salad spinner.
And then it has this that says Mirad Sculptor and Salad.
Salad.
So I'm assuming those are the sculpting and support people, maybe. And then Honor Guard 3D prints. That's all that's on here. There's no, the contact on Facebook got with me and sent it to me. I was like, yes, heck yes. That made me want to paint it immediately, and I'm having a blast with it. It's amazing sculpt.
Fruit
Amazing
salad?
quality. I didn't have to clean anything. I took it out of the box and put it together and started painting. There wasn't a single mold line that I found. No nubs, no support standoffs. I think I saw one support somewhere along the line in a deep spot, like by his neck or ear or something that I popped out, or maybe one of these things. I don't remember. But
Still, for a 3D print, it's pretty incredible.
yeah, it's done on a very high grade machine. This isn't your standard consumer grade 3D print.
Amazing what you can.
It looked resin cast, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
I still am not convinced it wasn't a resin cast. Yeah, McSalty said that, or somebody else, I don't know if it was you, McSalty, but last week somebody said that, yeah, you can find it on My Mini Factory and print it out yourself too. I've been having a blast with it. A lot of fun.
We don't know. It very unclear. It said something about salad sculptors. There you go.
A very interesting name for a sculpting group or company. Salad.
You like what you like, man. They like salad.
I mean,
Vegetarians.
that's cool. Salads are cool, I guess.
Or maybe they normally sculpt salad. I don't know.
I can't think I've ever met anybody who sculpts salads for a living.
Coconut cheese, do you paint one of these funky bottle guys for every one of that $500 item sold? Yes, that's why there were only two. Jason painted one, and Jordan is finishing up his. Salad sculptor does sound like a job title at an overpriced restaurant.
Yeah, exactly, right? Monsieur, I will go and get for you our salad sculpture.
Salad sculptor.
Yeah, once the two were purchased, it's no longer available. Out of stock.
Out of stock.
We're gonna see. We're trying to figure out a way for other people to get it now too, but it won't be painted. There will no longer be painted. Bold sense of humor.
We're doing this as a special thank you to the crazy people who threw $500 at our face.
Yeah, exactly.
In our Discord, there's pictures of it. Yep. In the main chat, Jason posted a few, and then the recipient, General Ginkgo, also posted his pictures when he got it.
He also has it as the.
It's also his avatar.
Yeah. On
Discord.
Twitch.
And Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his Discord.
That's pretty funny. This whole bold sense of humor thing makes me laugh.
It's good. It's good fun.
Fortune favors the bold. That's true. The two people were bold enough to actually buy it.
Craziness. Craziness ensues.
So Jason replaced the armor with actual metal over the weekend while I was gone.
Game delay, no. I haven't even really painted anything on the armor. I just did I reinforced the highlights on the shoulder a little bit.
How was your trip though, Game Delay? Did you enjoy the Origins?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you went to Origins.
Called
Yeah,
Origins Game Fair, something like that.
Origins Game Fair, yep.
Game Fair.
Did you get
What was it like to finally meet Treebeard?
yeah.
Was he real? Did he show up?
Yep.
Origins was so good that Gen Con has a bunch to live up to. Oh wow.
Was he actually 3 different people wrapped into one
Was
funky
Treebeard a
jacket?
catfish?
Yes, did she get catfished by Treebeard? The world must know.
See, the thing though is that the one thing that Gen Con has in its favor already is that Monument Hobbies will be there. Monument
Correct.
Hobbies was not at Origin.
Correct.
Treebeard was real. We shared a bed. He was not a hot single mom in my area. And we stayed up far too late talking every night.
Oh.
That's awesome.
Hot single mom in your area. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Treebeard was in fact not an ent. What you got left to go on this guy?
I don't know. I'm still playing with it. Believe it or not, it's all still in very rough stages, but I'm enjoying it. It's the kind of model that doesn't matter if it's rough, because look at him.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I haven't done anything with the sword other than put some gray
He
on
is
it. So
rough.
it'd be a placeholder, so it wasn't black primer. So I still need to work on the sword and the hilt. But I wanted to make sure everything had some color. I've got to go back, and my next thing is... I don't know what this thing is on his neck. It's like a lump of flesh.
Oh, really?
I don't know what it is.
On his chest?
Yeah, it's very,
Not
very,
right.
very odd.
Weird.
Game
Is it a
Delay
heart,
said,
maybe?
don't
also,
know
I
what
fell
it
in love
is.
with role-playing games again, bought a World War I horror game, and the minis I'm going to use are already printing.
Nice.
World War I horror game. Interesting. I want pics of Treebeard and a Moo Moo real bad.
Megan, that's
You
on
can
you.
check out Game Con in Wisconsin in October. There's so many. There's so many small.
The regional
events that
cons are
we
great.
could go to.
It's insane how many of them there are.
Yeah.
Which is why we can't go to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the things
too
Jen and I
many.
talk about. Like, you know, people are like, why don't you guys take a vacation? And we're like, we should probably take a vacation and go to some regional conventions and just hang out.
I think people would really enjoy that.
Today is the announcement of the next round of winners for Age of Angre. Yes.
I think that's
Dave
happening
is coming in about 3,
shortly.
about 10
Yeah.
minutes or so. Do I
Old
think
Gabe.
if the mega set sells well, you might consider making a set for lazy people like me that include your entire line in one box? So, it's not really about like how well it sells or doesn't sell, and it's not in one box. But no, then that's really not a question for me. It's a question for Jason. 'Cause he has to do the work to put it all in one click.
I've always said when we're done with the Pro Acryl line, when we have all of the paints figured out, right? The entire retail rack is full and all that. That we'll take a look at an all-in on the website. It's very difficult for us to go
yeah.
in and change it, you
When
know,
we're
if
still expanding the line.
you know.
Yeah,
So we're
anytime.
not quite done with all the paints, but you know, I can see a time where maybe that's a thing. So I'm not saying no. This one is pretty darn close though.
It's close and it's a really, really good price. So
It is a very good
The hard
price.
thing is that we track for royalty purposes all of the signature
Yeah.
sets. So the signature sets will never be involved in an all-in. Because I have to be able to account back for audit purposes back to each individual artist what they've sold. And I am lazy.
And I am lazy.
I'm just being honest with you. The amount of effort that takes from an accounting standpoint to bust everybody's paints out of that is insane. So probably not trying to do that.
Max Salty, we've really taken a lot of it out, a lot of the work out with just this one. You can just click the one time for the mega set and then fill in with the remaining. It's just the signature sets and the fluorescence, I think. And
Transparent.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty close approximation of what you guys are looking for.
Yeah, I wanted this to be like when people come up to me at shows and they say, hey, where should I start in the line? And, you know, like in chat, we say here on the stream, we kind of jokingly talk about how everything, the right answer is everything. You know, but in reality, if somebody doesn't want to jump in with everything, the mega set is like the quintessential colors you need to just never have to ask why. Are there others? Sure. In the signature sets, there are amazing paints. Great colors like white blue that I'm using and bright yellow ochre that I'm using for Mashik's set, right? These are fantastic. So there are other colors that you could supplement. But as a person diving into the range, it's a great way to get started and not have to worry about it.
Hey, Avian, if your brush works for you, it's fine. Yeah, you're not doing anything wrong. But yes, it's pretty normal, especially if it's a sable hair brush. Think of your hair. When you wake up in the morning, your hair might be kind of messy. You put water on it, it smooths it out.
Yep.
Totally normal. Could there be an all signatures set then? So again, the sets are they already have a discount price on them, and because we do have to, you know, the signature artists do get a royalty on those, so we don't really want to discount them anymore because that takes the.
Yeah, which is why the accounting would be so hard because
Yeah.
we can't discount those. We could, but we don't want to. The whole purpose is to really help the signature artists.
Papa Chicken, yes, we need a larger facility.
Gonna say I was laughing at that one. Papa Chicken, you know anybody that's got a air conditioned manufacturing facility? Yeah, we're already outgrowing our building. We're having to have some tough discussions about what that means long term for getting a new place. It's very hard to find smaller air conditioned manufacturing capable warehousing here in Phoenix, believe it or not. You'd think everything would be air conditioned, but most of the industrial space is all swamp coolers. We cannot make paint where people sweat, it turns out.
Jeremiah, if you're using Gentastic's Drunken Brush Goop, you don't need that extra step. It's all in one. Elap said, what's a good way of dealing with sculpts that don't make sense? Poses, not connecting, etc. See Broken Toad's 0.4 bust.
Do your best.
Guess I'd have to see it.
Tough.
Is that why my brushes are bald? They wake up like I do. Maybe.
Aside from just like sculpting details onto the model, which I would not generally advise unless that's your bag. I would say just try and make do and figure out a fun way to spin it in the concept of the paint job that you're putting on it. Usually I find there's generally a good way to be able to spin your approach to the paint job that will allow for a little bit of that weirdness to exist. Like if there's a hose that's not connected to something, make it so that it looks like the hose was intentionally removed, or it's broken or something.
Which means Age of Angra should be there soon.
Awesome.
Not to go chase down his mailman. Very excited. NB Toby said regarding my airbrush questions from last week, I tried spraying from closer to the model and it worked great. It did not get the dusty or textured application.
Awesome. I like it when the simple answers are the right ones.
Yeah.
That's the one I started with, and I was hoping that that's the fix, so that's good.
Plot twist. Get a new location and make Jordan's drive as long as possible.
It's hard to do that though because I'm not on the manufacturing side.
Yeah.
I'm not part of the manufacturing team.
Well, if we have to move the whole factory, then
this place will be, or this building will probably remain the creative studio.
Yeah. I'm good.
So any moves will likely not have an impact on Jordan.
Yay!
don't get him all thinking that. Then when the whole company moves to Glendale,
I'm moving.
Jen's like,
I can
that's
tell
not
you
happening.
that.
Jen will be working from home, it sounds like.
Yeah. I'll be coming here every day by myself. Me and Jordan. Hi.
Yep. Hi, Jen. It looks like you enjoyed your drive into the office this morning. I most certainly did. Honestly, Glendale's not even that far.
It's far.
Is it?
Everything further than like 5 minutes is far for Jen, though. So.
Oh, that's fair.
Me too. I definitely do not want to be.
I think about yesterday going to the movie.
That's about as far as I like
It's
going.
5 miles, but it took us 20 minutes to get there. That's too long now.
You can tell I've been spending a lot more time at Old World because my concept of what is close and not has changed.
Yeah.
I remember when
It's funny how North Scottsdale is a long way away.
it is. It's like half an hour.
Yeah. But it's all freeway pretty much going out to Old World.
True.
So that
Yeah.
helps.
It's pretty straightforward. You got to take 2 freeways. You get on the 51 going north, and you take the
We're
one.
definitely sorry, Paint Liquor, not going out there. It's way too far. Move the factory to the Coyotes Arena. That has to be air conditioned. That's far. That's in Glendale.
Are you trying to ruin their winning streak? Oh my goodness! Speaking of winning streak, I heard that some people who we work with are having a party tonight to watch the Oilers game.
She comes into me this morning and she says, I need you to keep hating on the Oilers. Because ever
'cause
since
it
I
was
started
working?
hating on the Oilers, they've
They've
been
been winning.
doing nothing but winning. And I said, nope, I've jumped the bandwagon.
I
The
know.
Oilers, the
They're my
Oilers are
favorite.
my team. I am rooting for the Oilers. And she's like, no! So my hope is that they lose tonight so that I can prove that it really was all me. Because that will be the myth, the urban legend that exists long after this season is over. If the Oilers go and lose tonight after I have pledged my allegiance to them. Because I am a diehard Oilers fan now, guys.
Got some
I'm,
reactions here. We all love the Oilers. I've never loved a team more than I now love the Oilers.
yep, I am now an Oilers fan.
We all love the Oilers. The Oilers are the best team ever. I have been an Oilers fan since birth.
To be fair, though,
Rick Salty said, I'm going to make an extremely controversial statement as a Canadian. Go,
go
Panthers.
So, 2 things. 1, hi, Charles. Good to see you. Yes, I remember my drive from Bothell to Issaquah. It sucked. 2, Gabe did mention some interesting factoids about this game and how there can be no losers.
Oh, they're all losers, actually.
They're all losers.
How can they be no losers?
So apparently, if the Oilers win, they get they got to the Stanley Cup last year and lost.
Okay.
So, and they haven't won since like the 40s.
Okay.
So it'll be their first win in super long time
Sure.
after having
So
gotten there.
obvious winners. If
Big
they
deal.
Win. Correct.
Yeah.
What about
I was going to
if
say,
they-
you're telling me that the winners win? Oh,
Yeah.
Well, the other side is the Panthers have never won.
yes, they have.
That according to Gabe, I'm getting this is anecdotal evidence from Gabe. If they have won, then he lied. In which case, the Panthers and the Oilers should win.
Pretty sure they've
Well, but I
won
still
twice.
don't understand how everybody wins.
Well, no, not everybody wins.
Right.
You just said
'cause
everybody
there's
wins.
only 2 teams.
Excuse me.
You basically are saying that whoever
There's 2
wins
teams,
wins.
1 Stanley Cup.
I apologize.
Okay.
We're having a Jordanism
It's-
happening right now.
Yes. Yes, we are. I'm working through it. Hold on.
I'm working through it.
I'm working through it.
I'm working through it.
So,
That's some Edmonton.
I
math
apologize.
Right there.
I was incorrect in my previous statement.
The early 80s. But
Somebody
basically the
Google.
same
I think
as
the
No,
Panthers
Oilers.
have won it 2 or 3 times.
No matter who won
So
or
it
who
wasn't
wins,
it wasn't the 40s, but maybe 40 years ago, which would be the 80s.
something like that.
Yeah.
2 teams, 1 cup.
That's 2 teams, 1 cup. It's big though. I've seen them drink beer out of it.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the Oilers won. Is what I heard.
Let Jordan cook.
Let Jordan cook.
Doesn't hockey have 3 periods? So 3 teams, and one of the teams has to wait in the penalty box. Yes. They've
I
never won.
think-
You're thinking of Tampa Bay.
Nobody should win. They should just cancel the game forever.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
where's he going?
Like he's gonna go find some proof of something. 5 cups and 7 seasons between 84 and 90. Who, Edmonton? The real crime in all of this is that the Stanley Cup hasn't been back to Canada since 1993. Why is that a crime? Americans superior.
Turns out Americans also like to play hockey.
Listen, everyone loves the Oilers. Some people just didn't know it. Also, if you go
Realize.
Canada, go Blackhawks. He
looked
did look like a man on a mission.
Yeah, he just like he turned. He goes,
And then just
he
walked
just
out.
walked out. No context, no statement, just gone.
Panthers have never won the cup.
Hi, Jade.
Hi.
Dad left.
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
Did he just leave?
Yeah.
He went to find something out about
he literally
the
did this.
Stanley Cup. I don't know.
He goes, and just walks off.
He's probably gonna go harass.
Oh, he's
There was
harassing
some factoids.
Shannon.
No, he wouldn't leave just
Oh,
to
no, he
harass
might-
Shannon.
he might just be
It was
looking.
he's got some proof that he
He's already
is
proved.
going to prove something wrong here.
No, they're right.
Oh, they're right. Okay.
No, they're right.
Who's
I
right?
remember now, as I went and looked at the thing that I had looked at the other day. I remember that the exact thought I had is, oh, even Jen's team has won the Stanley Cup recently,
team
and in
is
the
the
2010s they
Blackhawks.
won 3 times. Yeah, the Blackhawks. So
Gabe,
Just
apparently
Your opinion
won the
changes-
Stanley Cup.
Apparently, the Panthers have won.
Oh, have they?
All right,
No.
let's hear.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's what you
No,
just
they have
found out.
not.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, there you go. You're right.
your opinion changes on teams
But we're
based
not-
off who
we're-
I want to
we're
troll.
still
So
not
go
all
Oilers. Yeah,
winners
exactly.
in this
Go Oilers
situation.
is the theme tonight.
Well, correct. And like I said, I was incorrect in saying that we're all winners here.
Jason, you are. So the other day, Jason was doing well against them.
All right. Gabe, hold on, Gabe. Your mic's not on.
Oh,
Okay, go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it on now?
Yeah.
Great. Jason was saying that the only reason the Oilers are winning is because he's been so against them, and my mother agreed. And then this morning, my mom is like, "Thank you for being against the Oilers this whole time, so they could keep winning." And Jason's like, "What do you mean? They're my team. Go Oilers!" And so he's now convincing fate that he's actually an Oilers
Florida
fan.
has won the Stanley Cup, but
No, I know the Tampa Bay Lightning
Right, but
have,
not-
but I was convinced that the Panthers had. But I remember when I went and looked at it that it was the Blackhawks, because it was I was going to troll Jen and tell her that even her team has won 3 times in the last
Yeah.
decade. They won 3 times in the 2010s, fairly dominant for their time.
I've got
It's
some-
usually good to be a Bolts fan. I mean, weren't they in the playoffs this year but got like ousted pretty early?
I've got some fun stuff, folks.
oh,
Paint like a roots for whoever wins
Gabe's
the fist
here
fights.
for a reason. He's not here just to hang out with us.
I mean, that's great. I would love to do that.
Gabe's
But
busy.
He does have things to do.
But-
so. He's here
I'm here to
for a purpose.
to announce the second giveaway's winners. For those of you who signed up and have been awaiting this news on whether or not you won a copy of our new game, Age of Agra. So without further ado, I will list these names, and if you are in chat, these are the names that were put on the giveaway. So most of them are everybody's real names. If you don't want to, be like, "Woo, that's me," that's fine.
Just don't get
but I'll send
excited.
out an email.
If you don't
and
want
if you don't
to
care,
admit to your real name being your real name,
right? And if you don't care, then it's up to you.
yeah,
but
you
I'll
don't
be
have
emailing-
to announce it in chat.
Yeah, and I'll be emailing the winners after this. All right.
You want drum rolls?
Oh yes.
I have a drum roll ready. Ready?
Sounds like this is
Right.
a good list.
First drum roll, please. Our first winner is Frank Turfler. Frank,
Frank.
you have won a
Frank the
copy
Tank Turkler.
of Age of Angra. You are there.
Licamus.
Slips Gabe
Gabe 20
Pintius Licamus.
Congratulations, Frank.
Great. All right, number 2. We have Jeffrey Lauer.
Jeffrey Lauer.
Jeffrey Lauer, you've won. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Hope you were excited and enjoy the game.
Number 3.
Cool.
We have Emerson Maki.
Emerson?
Emerson.
Emerson.
Emerson's a great name.
Emerson
My
is a great
niece's name.
Emerson Maki.
Congratulations.
All right, number 4. Alex Close.
Alex Close.
Congratulations. This last one I'm going to absolutely butcher. So, bear with me. Bear with me on this one.
Gabe.
All right.
Careful.
And last but not least, it is Gamed Ile.
Oh!
What?
What?
Not me then.
Yes, last number 5 is Game Delay.
Not me then.
Congratulations.
I'm like, oh, my name's not difficult to pronounce. It's not going to be me. What?
That's so funny.
He came into my office this morning when he pulled the winners because he did it first thing in the morning. And he came in and he goes, "You're not gonna believe this." I go, "What?" He goes, "Game delay 1." And I go, "You got to rig that against him, buddy."
Yeah. Yep.
He said my real name.
We outed you on stream. Real name,
Everybody
Awesome.
really is named Gamed Ile.
Gamed Ile.
Esquire.
Esquire. It's funny
Cool.
because he's a
Well, I'll
lawyer.
be reaching out to those of you who won. I'll email you with the email that you set up. Get your shipping information, and then we'll get those shipped out as soon as we can. We got
The
boxes.
best weekend
Yeah.
of my life just got longer. Oh, just got better?
Which I think is better.
Wait, it just got
Best
better.
weekend of your life just got longer, which is great.
This was the second one, Relapse.
Yeah, this was the second one.
We
Yeah.
did one like a week ago.
Yes, we did. We did the second one. This is the last one.
Prior to the game.
Before the game comes out.
Yeah.
Which will be coming out soon.
Very soon.
Keep your eyes out on social media as well as Discord. And we'll let you guys know when that is ready to buy.
I'm very
Get
excited
your hands on
about
the
this.
fun game.
Thank you, everyone,
Yeah.
for entering.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations to those of
Game-
you who are
game
here
delay.
who won,
Oh my god.
including
I can't
Gamed
believe
Ile.
I am so stoked to start hearing people have fun playing our game. Hopefully, everybody has fun playing.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
Screwball,
super
how do
excited.
you not make a Don't Eat the Paints shirt now? I'm looking at that sign. Because we have a lot of other things to do.
It's coming. Don't worry.
We'll get there.
Don't worry.
It's coming. It's on the
on the way.
list. It's on the whiteboard.
Nice. All right.
Fortunately, my name isn't Emerson.
That's it, folks.
Thank you, Gabe.
Thank you guys. Have a great rest of stream and a great rest of your Monday.
Bye, Gabe.
Hi, Gabe. Thank you.
Bye forever.
Well, not forever.
Forever-
for a little bit.
Definitely
Forever
not
only
forever.
lasts like 24 hours.
Guess I needed to slip Gabe 35. Yeah.
Guess I needed 30.
Patrick Reading's daughter is named Emerson as well.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
It's a great name.
That timing is
Yeah.
insane. With what Game Delay said.
Gabe
is
really said,
so
"You know what
good.
this win means, don't you? I'm never getting a bottle of Wizard's butt.
Nope.
All my luck went into this."
Hopefully, it was a good trade.
Yeah,
The game better be that good.
it's pretty good.
Game's really good.
It's pretty good.
Our second game is really good too.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started on that. I think I can speak for everybody in this office when I say we are incredibly excited about that game.
Genuinely stoked. I have to quit my job to start playing more games. You don't need to do that. I know you have children.
For now.
Game Delay, professional game reviewer.
Oh, he goes out of frame, yeah, from time to time when he's working on a tight spot. Has anyone tried using Noosh with different colors, kind of like a Zenithal highlight or anything in a similar vein?
With different colors like a Zenithal highlight?
How do you mean you want to do the Zenithal highlight with Noosh? Or
Really?
over something with a Zenithal highlight as a filter? That would work
Whoa.
really
Tried
well.
using
Yeah, that'd be
Noosh
cool.
with different colors. A really retro looking bold sense of humor. Definitely
That-
has an 80s vibe going.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of that for sure.
Bright colors.
The guy knows who Don Johnson is.
Much more bold than Don John.
The boldest of sense
Don
of
Johnson would
humors.
not have worn those shoes.
Jen still wants a pair.
As a filter with a light or dark or maybe a warm cool tone in a zenithal pattern.
So if I'm following, I would not look to Noosh to provide any of the zenithal patterning, right? It's a subtractive painting medium, meaning that you are going to be putting it on the model and then taking it off, or rubbing it around with a wet brush, manipulating it because it has such a long cure time. So it's meant to give you the ability to kind of freeform stuff like you might with oils and move that filter around. It is not really intended to be an additive painting medium, which is, I'm painting additively right now. I'm putting paint on the model and then leaving it where it sits, right? That's not what Noosh really is. So you could put a zenithal in whatever colors you wanted on the model with like glaze wash medium or something like that, and then go back with Noosh over the top of that and get some pretty good effects probably. Or glaze wash medium, the real way to treat them is that the glaze wash medium will help you if what you're trying to do is layer a paint onto a model and leave it. And Noosh is if you're trying to create an effect like a weathering effect where you want to be able to put it on there and wipe it off.
Game Delay said that's an excellent idea, Jason. I'll only review professional games like Business Wizards, which I almost bought at Origins.
Business
There's a game called
Wizards?
Business.
That's actually kind of hilarious.
James Ben, I've tried for some Wizards, but with a witty comment on my order, and instead of the normal handwritten "Thanks, James," it simply said, "You're lucky it's Tuesday."
Wait, what?
That's
I
awesome.
Need to know what you wrote.
That's awesome.
What did you write? My thought was that darkening on the tops. This is from Papa Chicken. My thought was that dark lining on the tops of panels would probably be lighter than on the bottom of panels. Then wondered if anyone had experimented with Noosh in that way.
I think I need to better understand it. What you're meaning.
Well, Victor said I've done exactly that and it works great. So there you go.
Bingo. Chat helping.
Works great.
Mo. Hello.
So hey, hold on. So if I understand correctly, somebody that works here got an order that had a note in the notes that asked for something,
I don't know.
and
what
then
the note
somebody
said.
just said, "You're lucky it's Tuesday."
Well, I feel like there's a little bit more a little more context that we're missing because he said I tried for some wizard's butts with a witty comment. So I just want to know what the witty comment is.
Yeah, you gotta
to
tell
know
us. You
what
can't just leave us
caused
hanging.
that response
Yeah,
of "You're lucky it's Tuesday."
I would love to know, because I'm gonna be honest, that's a wonderful response.
It was just I've finally gotten all the colors except wizard's
You're
butt.
lucky it's Tuesday.
You're lucky it's Tuesday.
I hope that this was Paul.
But they didn't. I mean,
No, Paul doesn't do that.
Oh no, is it?
It wouldn't be Paul. It would be William or
Oh, okay.
Matt or Addie.
I thought it was.
That sounds like more of a Matt thing.
Yeah, it might have been Matt. I don't know if Addie would do that. Addie might. Definitely not Will. Unless it was, and then that's hilarious as well. He probably didn't want to risk it. It's a Monday.
William.
It was William? Let's go. Hooray
What was the
for
comment?
William. It was
Here, I can read it to you exactly. I have it. Just had it. Oh, now I gotta find it again because I closed.
This is great.
It said, "Mwahaha," stooping down with an evil smirk, rubbing hands together. "I now officially have them all." Well, no, can't wait for Wizard's butt. I don't get it, but you're lucky it's Tuesday. I don't understand.
You're lucky it's Tuesday.
Did he send you a bottle of Wizard's butt? He wouldn't have gotten one, I don't think. But did you get a bottle of Wizard's butt? Is that the point of this?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think Will would even have had a bottle of Wizard's Butt to give.
No,
Those things just don't really exist.
they really don't. I had to get mine specially made.
Yeah. Heck no.
Yeah, they're not ready yet. So many things I want to experiment with. I'm going to have to buy an extra bottle of Noosh and Glaze and Wash and some extra models as test subjects. There you go.
That's the thing that those
Sounds
mediums really allow you to
fun.
go crazy. Play around with them. Ginkgo, what's going on? Speak of the devil.
Be the devil.
Well, there's the other.
Yeah. The other texture.
I love how it's his Twitch avatar, so I can
It's so
stare
good.
at the bold
It's
sense
so-
of humor.
It's so good. I really liked yours, Jason. I thought yours was very cool. I did not want mine to look anything like yours, which is why I went crazy with this one.
James says when I read the answer, I dug around in the box hoping. William gave you a glimmer of hope,
And then dashed it
and then
against
dashed
the
it
rock.
against the rocks. Yeah, exactly. Mud Monkey, what's happening? Hope everybody's week is starting off right. It is a Monday.
It is a bit of a Monday. But the most Monday of Mondays is a good thing.
I've actually been not watching everything about Age of Hunger because I knew I would be ripping a hole in my hobby budget at Origins and Gen Con. I didn't want to get attached too soon. Well, look at that.
Well, now
Being
you
okay.
get to enjoy it.
Mud Monkey said Scott's behind the scenes video was great.
Awesome. Glad you liked it.
Glad that you liked it.
It was a lot of fun having him out.
Here. With every brushful, I count my blessings. Gotta be Bud.
Hi, bud.
Now, after the stream is done, I'm watching the rest of those interviews. Oh, about other game. Oh, about the game, about Age of Hunger. Gotcha. My profile picture makes me laugh every time I see it. We love it, General Ginkgo. Nice to see more of the Monument crew. Yeah, we got a big team that are usually working hard during stream, so you don't get to see them too often.
25 freaking people.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
There are enough of you out there in chat that know how silly that is.
Yep.
To say that Monument is 25 people strong and growing.
Hobby Corner, hello.
Hello, Hobby Corner. Scott's video is out. Another thing to watch after stream. Game Delay, we're just loading you up with crazy fun stuff to watch. I guess. It didn't really come out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, you're.
I'm gonna be honest. That didn't hit quite right.
Oh, Jordan.
Look, I am nothing if not entertaining.
I've got 2 kinds of wet in my pants.
2 kinds?
Hobby Corner with the raid, thank you.
What is going on, gang?
Sorry, our delays are a little bit behind. But welcome in, everybody.
Thank you for that raid. Howdy, howdy.
Well, huzzah, huzzah.
Jordan is having a
I'll
very
just
Jordan
throw
day
back my
today.
legs and
He
pollute my
is.
britches with
He's on top
delight.
of it. All right, back to my fingernails. I get sidetracked. The game Pigeons 11 and the Very Good Dogs of Chernobyl. And Nancy Druid.
Did you say Nancy Druid?
Oh
Nancy
my
Druid.
god. That's so good.
Like the Very Good Dogs of Chernobyl.
I love the Very Good Dogs of Chernobyl. That one's awesome. Oh, I should probably do Burgundy on those too.
Teach me said Jordan is having a very Jordan day today.
Yes.
Hobby Corner is loving the shades. I want those. I want the glasses and the shoes.
Shoes are pretty easy to.
We know some guys who
do.
can paint those shoes for you.
I know.
I even offered to do it.
What?
I think it'd be fun.
There you go, Jen. You just got some. I just bought you some white Converse.
Yeah, they're already not white anymore.
Oh.
They get dirty really
Yeah.
fast.
Well, that makes him the perfect candidate for painting.
Well, no, because it's the toe part and around the bottom that's all dirty. That can't be clean.
That guy from Reshoevinator would argue with you.
I'm not spending that much money on a pair of plain white Converse. I'll get some pink ones.
He always shows up to stuff with like the flashiest pair of like old Nikes.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Aside from the unicorns, does the brush scoop have any animal products in it? Well, it does not have any unicorns in it. It is made by unicorns, but it is not vegan. I will say that.
It does have animal
does have-
products in it,
It does have a little bit of dairy in it. Yes.
but it is not done. It is done from a sustainable farm
Yeah, it's not.
where all of the animals are hand raised and the
Yeah.
whole nine. So
An organic ingredient, an organic dairy ingredient, and in a very small amount. Cheese soap confirmed.
Cheese soap. My goodness.
I melt it down and use it as queso.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I
That's not.
melt
That's
it
definitely not
down
what you want to do.
and use
with
it as
at all.
queso. Oh my god.
Will not taste good on your chips. I promise.
Jason, please don't.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Hey, in a pinch, cheese is cheese.
Well,
But
but what if
brush
it's
scoop is
not
not.
cheese?
Brush scoop is not cheese.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Definitely not cheese. Yeah, that's convenient. I'll clip it with mine in it.
Jen saying it's not cheese is exactly what someone who is trying to hoard all the cheese to
No,
themselves would
Bakamaru
say.
said I'm clipping that and leaving Jen's response out.
Yes.
Jason does
more.
not eat the brush goop, though. When have you seen him clean brushes? Hardly ever. He
True.
would waste away if that's what he
True.
was eating.
Also, I have the feeling that Jason would be shot dead before putting a brush in his mouth.
It's not about being shot dead. I just won't do it. I have this really weird aversion to like.
Putting a
I'm
paintbrush in
reading.
your face.
I know where these brushes go.
I'm reading a book right now called The Radium Girls.
The Radium
Uh-huh,
Girls?
and it's about the girls that would paint
Oh!
The dials of the
watch
watches.
dials.
Oh.
Yeah, during
Glow in the dark
during
faces
war.
of watches.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to any.
no.
Right now, they're still all really excited
It
about
gets
their
really
job,
dark.
and they feel glamorous because But
Yeah.
it's gonna turn.
Yeah,
It's gonna turn real quick.
It's going to turn into
Yeah.
a horror movie
Yeah.
soon.
It's fascinating.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really interesting. But I mean, that's the kind of stuff I like. That's why I liked that movie that we saw, because it's like real stuff, real people in
Yeah.
like situations that I've never been. You talked about this on Friday in chat. The book, the Radium Girls book.
Teeny tiny is like brace yourself.
The brush soap does not need to be refrigerated. We keep it in the refrigerator here because we don't. We turn
Because it's
the
Arizona,
AC
it's a
up
million degrees.
outside of office hours. But if you, as long as you can keep it, under in a place where it's under 85 degrees, under 90 degrees, realistically, you should be fine.
It's fine in my air-conditioned apartment.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any problems with it at all.
Yeah.
We ship it with a little ice pack, just because if it gets picked up and sits in our mail carrier's truck for a while, it will melt. But once it gets out of Arizona, it's fine and transit.
And the only time of year that we would even have to even remotely worry about it
Is right now.
Is
yeah.
right now. Yeah.
Well, we don't, like in the studio, our brush soap sits out on the desk.
Yeah.
It's not
and
going to
it's-
melt in room temperature, even at 90 degrees. But outside in
for a
a
long
mail
period
delivery
of
truck,
time, yeah, it will.
it'll go
soften.
berserk. And you can reconstitute it by putting it in the fridge and stirring it up. But
Yes.
we would prefer you not have to do that.
And yes, the girls that painted the watch dials used to, they were taught to bring the brush to a point in their mouth because they weren't supposed to rinse the brush because it would rinse too much of the material out and it would be wasteful. So they were taught to put the brush in their mouth and bring it to a point and then use that to paint because they were really tiny numbers on the dials.
Oh, and these were the numbers on the dials that
They
they
were
were
painting
doing.
the numbers to make them glow in the dark
Crazy.
on watches. Yeah.
Roman numerals. And
Yeah.
How long is this book?
How long is the book?
Hey, somebody likes us.
She reads.
I read actual books.
She turns
Not
pages.
Audio. I don't do audio.
So,
books. Like
she
I
can't
can't tell you how
answer
many
your
hours
question.
long it is. If
Well,
that's what you're asking.
or pages.
I, off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
It's on my iPad.
Oh, that makes it harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So depending on how big I have the text,
Yeah.
page numbers differ.
It's like if you had the book physically, you'd be
Yeah.
like, it's probably around like
yeah,
500
yeah,
pages.
yes, yes. No, it's all my books are on my iPad.
Yeah, when it's on your
For the
iPad,
most
it's
part.
just like,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, I
It's
don't
done when it's
I don't
done.
know how many books. Shelby confirmed there was no radium in Procurl. Thank you, Shelby.
Yes, Shelby, thank you for confirming that for the rest of everybody in history. There is no radium.
They
in
were
these.
radium was marketed as a health product. Like they were using it to get rid of tumors and things like that. Yeah.
And it does literally the
They
opposite.
were all assured like no, this is fine. Good for you.
Great.
I mean, they used to say smoking was good for you.
Yeah. Well,
And then one guy, the guy who, like one of the main chemist guys was walking through the factory and he saw one of the girls do it and he just looked at her and he's like, don't do it, and walked away. And she's like,
wait,
"This is
really?
what they told me to do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's about where I am right now is when some of them are, oh, and one of them got really sick so far.
Oh man. The poop is starting to hit the fan.
Uh-huh. Get rid of, grow new ones, same. Been looking the fluorescent, still no superpowers.
Don't do that. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it.
Let me know what powers you get.
Jason,
Sorry, what?
don't get them riled up.
Hey, you know what? I have learned in my time on this rock that people gonna people. People gonna peep.
People are gonna
People
people.
peep.
People
You
gonna
are
peep.
correct.
People gonna peep, and I'm just gonna benefit from it with some humor.
I'm gonna sit there with an ice cold beverage and enjoy the show.
Good old 1700s medicine. Sounds like you got a case of the spooks. Try this crack.
Yeah, you thinking about demons too much? Let me drill a hole in your head.
Yeah,
Hold still while you bring out my drill.
I'll get the demons out.
Brush cleaner is not cheese. Please don't eat brush goop.
Telling you,
Don't
it's what a
eat
cheese
the
hoarder
brush.
would tell you. She wants the cheese for herself.
She wants the cheese for herself.
Big cheese.
Jen gets all the cheese. I also like cheese. I had a very exciting trip to Costco this weekend where I
Demons
bought
in your
some
blood,
cheese.
take cocaine. Anyone in chat knows the consequences of getting superpowers. Your first comic run may be great, but by the second run, it's all tragedy all the time, and you might end up Deadpool.
And you might end up Deadpool. That is a grade A joke. A++.
I'm making the
minus.
odds that Arsenic made some dope purples and greens, though, if I remember correctly.
Nope. Much less awesome when you realize that it's arsenic.
Every full lobotomy comes with free queso dip.
Gosh. I don't think the queso dip's bringing people to a lobotomist chair, folks. If you're going to try and incentivize people, do it in other ways. Jason, how would you sell people on the idea of getting an ice pick shoved into their brain?
Getting what?
Getting an ice pick shoved into their brain.
I still didn't hear that.
An ice pick shoved into their
Oh,
brain?
an ice pick shoved into their brain.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen what people do when you tell them it's the right thing to do?
You know what? That's a reasonable argument. I hate that that's a reasonable argument, and yet, fair.
Over the last decade, I have seen some of the smartest people I know do some of the stupidest things I've ever seen. So, people gonna peep, man. That's my story.
People gonna peep.
People gonna peep.
That's my favorite thing from today, I think.
People gonna peep. You just gotta let people peep.
Face Smasher, hello. Jordan, I am currently an Oilers fan. Clearly, doesn't make much convincing to do the ice pick to the brain. Game delay.
I'm currently an
please.
Oilers fan. You didn't wake up today thinking that was the case, did you?
I didn't either, to be fair. And now I'm an Oilers fan. Didn't take much.
Exactly, Baca. I'm like, I'm finished. Whatever. People gonna peep.
Remember the drink, bleach, eat worm room. Ugh. Ugh.
Cheer for the Calgary Flames. If that works, the ice pick suggestion will definitely work. You thought you were partial to the Utah Hockey Club. Best name ever.
Oh my gosh, that's what they're naming the hockey team, right?
Seems that way.
Ugh.
Hopefully they're just trolling.
I don't think that people that do those sorts of things for a living joke in that sort of way.
Yeah, maybe not.
Unfortunately. Rikuat bought a couple of skin tone Procro colors and must say I am very impressed. Love how the bottles are nice and big with beads inside already.
Nice.
Yep.
Try to make it easy.
We don't like making it hard.
Do they have comedy in Utah?
They do now.
Very wholesome comedy.
It came with the hockey club.
They came with the hockey club.
Bottle Hockey Club got a good dose of humor. I mean, it is the Arizona Coyotes, so
Good luck.
good luck with that, Utah. Ghost Hunter quit it. Comedy has to be really good in Utah because there's a solid chance most of the audience is sober. Yes, also true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Alcohol
that's
is not going to play a big
so
part in
funny.
winning your fan base over in Utah. Although there are a lot of bars.
Oh yeah, don't they have like some of the strictest regulations for alcohol in the country?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like
I
bar
don't
open
believe that
times
they
and
can
stuff like that.
sell Full, like their beer is not.
Different alcohol content.
It's like a lower alcohol content.
Oh wow,
Mhm.
that's
Like
crazy.
3-2 beer or something.
Huh. Wild. Yeah, I remember getting that little piece of information somewhere in the time.
Pretty
of
sure
my life.
Oklahoma, when I was growing up, had 3-2 beer because they used to come to Texas to get their beer.
They're like, we're not buying our local stuff. We're gonna go next door and get the good stuff.
The Bible Belt.
About the Bible Belt. First time I heard about dry counties, I really believed I was being messed with. That's
No,
funny.
my
no.
yeah, Dallas County. A lot of the surrounding area was dry.
A lot in like this in the South in the Bible Belt. You all right?
Don't worry.
Someone
Grew
at
up,
the
I was
store
just gonna
said that
say
you're-
there were dry counties like Richardson, where I was, I believe was dry, and there was a little community that sprouted up that paid Richardson for its fire department and police to patrol this little village. It was just homes. There was no retail there at all.
Yeah.
So they didn't have anything. Well, they hired a police officer and built a little police station out of an old house, and then went wet. They
What the
voted.
heck?
The community voted. All the people in the community voted to take that little city township wet. And I mean, it was like a postage stamp in the middle of Richardson. So it's Richardson, and then right in the middle, a dot of Richland Hills. And Richland Hills voted to go wet. And so on their main intersection, because they only had one major thoroughfare intersection, and then, and then they were bordered on by the other big streets. But at that main intersection in the middle of Richland Hills, they put 4 liquor stores, one on each corner of that thing. And I swear to
Oh
God, that
my
became the
gosh.
richest township in the North Texas area because everybody from miles and miles around
Would
was
just drive
there.
in.
From Thursday to Sunday, you couldn't drive through that area. You couldn't. It was just so packed. They had to have their one police officer that they hired was the traffic cop for like the
They
entire
sold
weekend.
alcohol on Sundays.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Crazy.
Ugh.
That happened when I was either in high school or I think it happened when I was in college. Crazy. Crazy to watch that
That's
little
so
area
cool.
explode like that with the liquor stores there. And then, of course, little restaurants and stuff like that. But it was crazy.
There used to be Mormon breweries in Utah, and Dixie wine from southern Utah was very popular. Shipments wouldn't last until Salt Lake City. We hopped on board with Prohibition in the 20s. Schmitz at Age of Angra is here.
Oh my goodness.
And there are places like Michigan where you drive down the highway and it's churches on one side and adult joints on the other. I mean, I feel like that's
That's kind
the rest of the country, not just Michigan.
No,
Anywhere
if you drive
outside of
across the
South.
highways in America, that's pretty much
That's,
everywhere.
yeah, if you go on a road trip.
T. Schmidt, you got to open it. Let us know what you think. T. Schmidt got his game, folks.
Open it live. You're the first person.
Is he the first?
One of the. Actually, he might be the first. Well, I mean,
T. Schmidt, are you
Well,
literally
MI
the
is
first?
Michigan.
Huh?
Missouri is MO.
oh well. When did we send out T. Schmitz?
Friday? Thursday or Friday?
Oh well, maybe some of the people who we've been sending copies of the game out to.
T. Schmidt is right next door, or well, practically next door in Texas.
Yeah.
Just got your shipment confirmation this morning, X-Ray, and that's because your info didn't get sent over with the rest. So I had gotten that one a little later. But yeah, yours will be on the way. It'll go out probably tomorrow.
Ooh, X-Ray got one too?
Yeah. And then I forgot to. I sent 2 of the ones that you needed sent, Jordan.
Okay.
Those were the ones I sent on Friday. So I think T. Schmidt's went on Thursday.
Okay, so T. Schmidt probably got his.
When's the launch date?
It could be
Soon.
It could be this as early as the 27th. We're awaiting the final shipping info.
Oh,
Could
Baka.
be- Could be this week. Could be next week.
We
Gotta
did the
wait.
drawing, yep.
You
Customs
missed out on
clearance.
We did it already. We don't know, we do it by real names. So I know there was a Jeffrey, there was an Emerson. Those are the only ones I remember right now.
There was a
Gamut Elay.
Yeah.
Which is a really strange name, but whatever.
very, very strange name.
Parents do things like give their kids weird names like Gamut Elay. I don't know.
Route. Oh my goodness. Hello.
This is true. They better yell at me on Discord about getting the info. Yep.
Route. It's good to see you.
Welcome back, Rob.
Hey, yo, haven't
Watching
been
while
in tune.
cooking.
Ooh, haven't been able to tune in lately, but watching while cooking.
What you cooking?
Yeah, what are you cooking? I'm very hungry right now, so this sounds like something I would be very interested in.
Glutton for punishment. You're like,
Looking for
I'm
inspiration.
hungry.
I mean, realistically, it's 15 minutes until we're done with the stream, and then I can go get food.
Also true.
So.
Oh, is it that? God, it's
Yeah,
3:45.
yeah, it is.
What the hell?
Yeah, it is.
Shrimp fried rice and homemade yum yum sauce.
Oh, nice. That sounds good.
This yum yum sauce sounds.
It's
delicious.
literally in the title.
I mean, that doesn't tell me anything. My version of yum yum is
Right.
probably very different from other people's.
Jordan is going to get canes in 20 minutes.
Are you telling me a shrimp fried this rice?
Believe it or not, I was actually thinking about going to Panda to get a relatively healthy dinner.
They don't make that.
They have a lot of vegetables. It's better than a lot of other options.
Should try Szechuan House or whatever that place. It's really good. Shrimp fried rice sounds perfect right now. It actually. I mean, I wouldn't get shrimp.
Does sound good, actually.
It's Japanese steakhouse sauce, usually used for steak. Great on fried rice.
Yum yum sauce.
Schmidt said, "I'm impressed with the game so far. Feels real nice."
Excellent.
They have a lot of vegetables, I say to myself as I walk out with spicy orange chicken and sweet fire chicken.
I had, what did I have? I had their their steak. They have like a steak thing that has some vegetables in it. That's one of their like healthier options that they have. I got that with just steamed vegetables. It was actually really good the other day.
Why I don't
That's
Because it
probably
tears your
fine.
guts up.
no.
probably
I just,
fine.
I just don't like it.
There's probably
I've
not a
had
whole
too
lot
many
of-
times where I'm like, this is just not worth it. I mean, it's just not worth the calories to consume it when I'm not enjoying it. It doesn't taste great.
They don't cook it
The
very
rice
well.
is usually like dry and
Oh yeah.
It's
yeah,
always
yeah.
dry and
Yeah.
sticky.
I'll-
And
I'll-
bleh.
So there's a reason why
Go
whenever
to
I
Payway if you think you want fast Chinese like that.
is that actually good?
here is
It's much better.
Oh, is it
It's the same as PF Chang's.
really?
Owned by it's the
Yeah.
fast version of PF
It's the
Chang's.
fast version of PF Chang's.
Huh?
Their menu, pretty much.
Huh?
Almost anything you get at PF Chang's, you can get at Payway. Or I should say the other way around. Anything you get at Payway, they have at PF Chang's.
This has broadened my mind.
We're blowing Jordan's mind today.
Yeah. There's so many implications for this. I mean, not that like I don't think that whatchamacallit is especially good.
P.F.
P.F.
Chang's.
Chang's.
Chain.
It
Yeah.
is a chain. It's fine.
Yeah. It's fine.
But they do have some like iconically
I
P.F.
mean,
Chang's
lettuce
things
wraps.
that are pretty awesome.
Lettuce wraps.
Do they do lettuce wraps at Payway?
Yep.
Guys, that's pretty cool.
It's right down at
Yeah, where is it?
7th
It's, like,
Ave and
close.
McDowell.
7th Avenue McDowell. By the Froyo place. Go
Oh,
after.
okay.
Relax Studio said, man, both of these are beautiful, guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Why? Thank you so
They paint
much.
okay, these two.
Did you say the painting's okay too?
The
I said they
paintings-
paint okay, these two.
Oh, okay. I see now.
They're like okay painted. Yes.
We don't suck or anything.
Fine.
Speak for yourself.
When's Jason adding hot pink to the model?
Hot pink?
Yeah.
Oh, that part was a long time ago.
What is that you're painting right now? It looks like a tongue.
I'm painting it like fingernails.
Oh. Looks like a tongue sticking out.
Yeah, it's like a horn. But since he has like these, I saw him and I was like, I want to paint him like fingernails. So
Gross. Gross. Gross.
the guy has like noses and eyeballs growing out all over the place. So I was like, yeah, fingernails.
Papa Chicken, I might just do the exact same thing that Jason did. And put a sticker on it.
I thought we already talked about that. Papa Chicken, didn't you suggest that he freehand Tony the paint?
The other thing I could do is I could like cut a label off of like the label part that goes on the back and stick it on the back.
It's gonna be a lot smaller though.
It would be a lot smaller.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I just don't want to freehand it. Really don't want to freehand
Put a
it.
sticker
I
on it.
don't think you need to freehand anything. I think one sticker is perfectly fine.
I think one sticker is perfectly fine.
Why am I not bothered by the extra eyes, but the thought of extra noses makes me wince?
Yeah, the noses are really weird.
That is weird.
Very strange thing.
Maybe because it's something that
He's
we
got a
see
face
less?
growing out of his like love handle. He's got like a nose on his wrist. Got a nose on his elbow. Right? Got a nose on his shoulder over here. Very strange.
Gross.
It's not
Extra
like
end.
their mouths to go
That
along with it,
sounds
and
like
the
a lot of
eyeballs aren't in
fun.
relation to it
See you
either. It's very
later.
strange.
Route the Great, he said that originally, that he thought it would have been cool to paint the label, but that became a lot of work.
Yeah.
He ruled
I've
that
put a
out.
lot of work in the rest of this.
It's got a lot of work already in it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, the sticker is just fine.
Sticker is just fine. It fits pretty nice on the back of it too. So those are pretty well done.
Memphis, hello.
I think I just gotta finish the back side of these glasses.
Extra noses means extra nose hairs to trim. Also correct. Whoops.
Uh-oh, what'd you
I squeezed the bottle a little hard.
Oh.
I got a lot more of that color than I needed.
do?
I'm usually not very wasteful with paint. That was pretty wasteful.
You mean the person who sees it is like, yeah, it's pretty good, but it'd be better if he had painted the label on the back.
Well, not gonna happen. Somebody wanted me to put gloss varnish on the dripping paint so that it looked like a wet paint. Not sure if I want to do that.
It's actually a cool use of gloss varnish.
I know. That's why I think I might do it. might just do it.
I would normally do claws like this, more of like a black, but I really like the idea of the uncanny valley of them being like really long Fu Manchu style, real pinkish fingernails with like a, not quite a,
Oh yeah.
what is that, French manicure,
Yeah.
white at the end.
Oh, Panic Bomb, that was you that said that it should be free-handed, don't eat the paint? Gloss varnish on the drip. Is that what you're doing right now, is putting
Yep.
gloss varnish on it?
Yeah, it's a perfect spot for gloss varnish.
Just a little bit.
So that's what you suggested, Panic Bomb, not the freehand, gotcha.
a good use for it, Jason said. That's gonna look like wet paint, and it's gonna make me laugh. Shelby wanted so bad for there to be gloss varnish on the drip.
Is that true?
And I wouldn't do it. Now that she's gone, I'm all for it. I'm just saying, hey, look, weekend changes many people, okay? The me that was here before the weekend was not into it. The me post the weekend
Thinks it's a good idea.
thinks it's a good idea, okay?
Shelby, I'm sorry on Jordan's behalf for this betrayal of trust and friendship.
She's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm a little disturbed that it looks like I could turn the top of the bold sense of humor and get paint out.
That's
Very
kind of the idea.
realistic. The gloss varnish was.
No one
definitely-
tells Shelby it's our
definitely did
little
it.
secret.
Shelby?
You know she's gonna find out. She probably knows already.
She's probably watching right now, just very satisfied, like, my idea was a good one.
It was an acceptable idea. I would.
And now Shelby has nightmares along with Gabe as to what they're going to do with their mother if the Oilers win.
You mean if they lose?
Either way.
Either way, I think.
Uh.
She knows because I just threw you under the bus in Discord, baby J.
Oh, great. Oh. You guys really know how to drive the knife deep.
You reap what you sow, buddy.
That's true.
That's true.
You know what? Fair enough.
Fair
I
enough.
can't argue with
Just
that.
gotta run with it. Just gotta go with it.
I'll just say, at a minimum, at least I own up to my decisions. Be they bad or otherwise.
Getting a special effect of looks like paint when using paint should be pretty easy.
Well, it doesn't stay wet though.
It's not. Adding the extra little bit to make it special.
Right, here's what do they call the part you got to cut off of the fingernail?
I don't know.
What'd you say? I didn't hear that.
What is the part that you need to cut off of the fingernail?
Oh.
No, the end.
Uh,
I nearly said cuticle, but that's not right.
Oh, cuticle is the part.
Part up by the knuckle is the cuticle.
That's the cuticle.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure they do trim that. But Right? Like that's a common thing that they do when you get a manicure, right?
What's that?
They
Push your
trim-
cuticles back up into your.
They trim them too.
Yeah. Cuticles are the worst part of fingernails.
Why is that?
I just don't like them.
Oh, fair.
Because I don't like them when they have to be like cut and back and gross.
They're
I just don't like
gross.
The gloss varnish would make it look glossy.
Does
So
in fact
yes.
look glossy. Whoop. The little shine on there.
Distal edge, according to Google.
Okay.
On fingernails.
I'm painting the distal edge
Tips of the fingernails.
of the fingernails.
What an interesting thing that they have come up with a particular name for.
You could paint one of them with like glitter,
Oh, like it's painted?
like it's nail polish.
Yeah.
That's the
Like my
thing.
gold tooth
They'll
stick.
paint like
Your
like
gold
all their
tooth stick.
all their fingers in the same color, and then one of them will be like a glitter nail. You gotta do that. That time already.
Check 'em. It's a sneaky day. It's all happening very fast. You gonna play some more Elden Ring tonight?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I'm where am I at? I'm about to fight a boss. It's a hidden boss, but of course it's Souls game, so everybody knows it. But I found the big crevasse in the south that you go down and fight the Putrescence Knight.
These are all things I've never heard of before.
There's a part of the map that you get to down south and west, and it is the Cerulean Fields,
Oh.
and it's all glowy blue,
Oh, cool.
and it's really badass, but it's very hard. There's some dudes that are like some of those shadow warrior guys, but they spit thorns that grab you and pull you off your horse. Like I was just da 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 da. This place is
This place is beautiful.
it burns. And so I gave up on that, but I just ran through so I could pick up all the stuff that I could see and whatever. And you get to the end, and there's a big hole in the ground, and so you can ride down the hole, and I could ride down the hole, ride down the hole, ride down the hole, and get all the way down to the bottom. And then I think it's called the stone coffin, floating stone coffins or whatever. The huge stone coffins that are floating in the sky, and you jump down them. It's a really neat area. It's very frustrating. It has those, in Elden Ring, the lots of stone balls that make snakes that are at the jails, right? It has those. Turns out some of them shoot lasers from their eyes. And they're the most annoying bastards in the game so far. They're ridiculous. They shoot on a timer constantly. Once they've seen you, they don't stop. They don't ever, you can't hide from them and have them go back to pathing. They stand up and they go, you hear the whir, the cow, and they just do that constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to time it and roll as you run because they have unlimited range. You can't run away from. Well, you can because the map is built so that there are areas where you're out of line of sight. But if there was line of sight across the map, they'd shoot you across the map. Like there's no range to it, and it hits you for probably 15% of your health every time, no matter what. It just big chunks out of your health. Like I don't even know that you could get hit 8 times. You'd be dead. And I've got 60 vigor on this character, and it was just chunking me down. and can't block it with a shield. So it's literally, you have to, as it's sucking it, and then right in the little second before it, you got to roll.
Yeah.
So it's roll, and then just keep running, roll until you're standing right next to it. It can't shoot you right next to it, and then you have to kill it right next to it. So but by the time you kill one, you're like, oh my god, and then you can turn around the corner and you hear it wind up again, and you're like, ah! So I was really unnerved by the time I got through that. I was like, this sucks. It can't be any more of this. And then where did I go next? Then you turn around and it's skeletons throwing like exploding balls at you. And there's only like 3 skeletons. That wasn't bad. And then there's like a blob. Anyway, you run through all this stuff, kill all these things, and then you get to the end, and I won't bust it for you, but there's a boss at the end of the thing that's pretty badass.
Okay.
So I've died doing it twice. And I've got a thing that I've killed every boss in 4 or under tries right now.
Oh wow.
And so I don't want this guy to be my next. So I stopped after 2 last night because I was like, I got his moveset. I can do this. And on the second one, it was like, I can't do this.
It's like, I need to take a minute.
It's a lot. Soothsayer is pretty good, right? Phoenix Cross, thank you. Thank you for the raid. We didn't hear it. Jen left. Our producer left. Thank you for the raid.
Hello. Welcome.
Phoenix Cross. Big raid.
The big raid.
Welcome,
yeah.
everybody. How we doing?
Hope you guys had a wonderful stream.
Snakes with eye lasers. Yes, we're talking about Shadow of the Erdtree Elden Ring expansion.
Correct.
Big Elden Ring player. I don't know. I have way less than everybody else in it probably, but I've like 400 plus hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Jason, that is a lot of
I
time.
got 3 characters up in the 150 range, and I'm currently playing through with my bleed build in Shadow of the Erdtree. I'm finding that out of everything I had, my sorcery build that I went and made specifically for the game, not very good. Sorcery not as good as I wanted it to be. They changed something in the update when they did the release that sorcery tracking is way worse than it used to be.
I have noticed that. I'm also playing Sorcery Build right now.
Sorcery tracking is really bad. It's great against the dude with the rings that you said was easy for you to kill.
Yes.
He's a lot easier with sorcery because you can chunk him down, and as long as you can avoid him. But as a melee build, that guy is horrible because you got to get up close and personal with him, and he's like a lot of the enemies in Shadow of the Erdtree do not have a stamina issue.
No,
They're
they
literally just turned on like some
Like a
sort
light
of
switch.
bouncing robot. They just swing until you kill them. It's really frustrating. The bosses too when they're like that.
Did you see Phoenix Cross rating from New Zealand?
Yes,
We did.
amazing.
What?
New Zealand.
Welcome
Crazy.
everybody. Hope you had a wonderful stream. The part of the nail is the French tip.
Phoenix painting her first mini.
Your
Nice.
first mini, awesome.
Oh, what are you painting? That's awesome. Phoenix, what are you painting? Have great sword wielders. I can't stand slow weapons.
I
I refuse to play with slow weapons. I either play strength dex builds, where I can play with weapons that hit fast but hard, but I can't do slow swinging weapons. I played my first Elden Ring through with the entirety with the what's it called, the Bloodhound Fang, and it was great. It was fun. It's kind of in between because it scales dex, so it's a little bit faster. But even it was just not good.
So my build that I did for to beat the game originally was the jumping greatsword build.
Yeah.
Where you just jump around and slam greatswords into things.
Yeah, not a fan.
Because the nice thing is that the jumping slash with the greatsword has less recovery frames than a lot of the other attacks do. So it's like easier to do quickly.
Just doesn't feel good
Yeah.
for me. I just don't like the way it plays.
I just like bosses getting chunked for tons of health. That's the part that I liked.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. But then you can just meta and do the Comet Azure or whatever,
The what?
the build, the one-shot sorcery build, right? With the Comet Azure. You can just Comet
yeah,
Azure
you can do
bosses
that
down
too.
if you can get them lined up to where they run straight at you, which most of the bosses will if you get to the right point of the arena. Then you can just hit Comet Azure with unlimited mana with the right tier in your
Yep.
physic, and you can chonk them down. Like take a quarter of their health every tick.
Jump around.
Philip
Jump.
said strength/faith is my favorite builds.
What is it?
Oh.
Bloodhound's Fang is so much fun. It's good. I really like the skill on it and all that stuff, but it's still too slow. Like when I hadn't played with it since I beat Elden Ring the month after it came out, and then I switched over to other weapons. I really liked a lot of the curved swords, so I'm a big curved sword fan. Right now, I'm actually running dual katana, bleed, to occult, Nakakiba and Uchi,
Oh, Ujikatana.
and both with occult bleed on them.
That's
And so
pretty good.
I'm just like 1 point bleed underneath doing both scavenger swords, but I don't like the scavenger swords that much. This is being a lot of fun, so I'm having a good time with it.
Sal ordered some paints I ran out of, got the metallic set along with some basic materials. I'm hyped to get it this week.
Awesome,
Nice.
Sal.
Thank you.
How does Elden Ring difficulty compare to the first Dark Souls? Elden Ring is nice because it's all over the place. In my opinion, it's the easiest one next to Bloodborne. So if you had problems with Bloodborne, it's going to be kind of like that because the bosses, as Dark Souls games have gone along, have gotten a little bit more schizo, right? So the bosses they're not as typical movement as like the early Dark Souls stuff was. Only Boreal, Dancer in Dark Souls 3 had that kind of feel. The rest of them, maybe the one that teleports around the two brothers because of the teleporting, but once you got them stabilized, they were pretty slow and chunky, and the moveset was pretty easy. Once you got to Elden Ring, the bosses go ham. Like, they have some movesets that are just insane. They're more Sekiro than anything, right? So I think they learned as they went through Sekiro and Bloodborne that the very agile bosses caused people the most fun. Yep. So they took the Bloodborne agility of the bosses and added in the Dark Souls, like demonstrably harder, health bar and abilities into it in Elden Ring. But there are easy offsets to them. There's still a lot of cheese. Like, From tends to build in some cheese spots to where you can either lure something off an edge, although they patched some of the stuff. Like, you used to be able to kill the hardest boss in the game. The Fire Giant was really the in-game boss for a long time.
That.
And you could cheese Fire Giant by walking him off a cliff that was no bigger than his shin bone.
And he would die.
But he would fall, and it would kill him. Like, he would literally go, like, on the screen, he would go, doot, and he'd go about that far down on the screen, and his whole health bar would go away and he'd die. So they patched that because that was obviously not intended. But, yeah, there was some fun stuff that goes on. But there's always a way to get through every boss. And if not, you've got some really good summons that you can use that will help, like Black Knife Tish at plus 10 in the base Elden Ring game is like, you can let her fight everything except the final boss, and you don't have to do anything. You can let Black Knight Tish at plus 10, and sometimes it's RNG based, like you might have to fight the boss 2 or 3 times before she gets her knife skill off enough. But her knife skill does like 10% of the boss's health every time it hits. So all you have to do is let her hit 10 times. And sometimes she fires it off 3 times in a row. Yeah. But it's been proven you can let Black Knight Tish go through the entire base Elden Ring game, and she will kill everything except the final boss. She won't have enough health to kill the Elden Beast, but she'll kill every other boss. She won't kill Fire Giant. You'll have to figure out. She'll help you enough with Fire Giant that it makes him easy to kill, but she can't kill Fire Giant or the last boss. 2 bosses out of like 136 that one summon by itself will kill.
Wouldn't Millennia heal up too much?
Nope. Nope, she kills Millennia.
Crazy.
Yeah, Black Knife Tish at plus 10 is ridiculous. Your full source, so tracking sounds rough. Yeah, it's really bad. It may just be like so many of the mobs now are smart to you hitting them with ranged once, hit them with range twice, and the third time they start dodging everything.
Yep.
So things like Pebble don't work. You got to do a lot of big AoE stuff, and you got to move as a sorcerer, which I think is good. They make you have to play the sorcerer a little bit more nimble, but some of your builds won't work very well. That's why I switched immediately, because I didn't want to go back and do my tier, because I already had a bleed build and I wanted to see how bleed. I tried all 3 of my characters because I've got a Dex Faith and a Dex Arcane, and then my sorcery build. And Dex Arcane is stupid. 65 Arcane bleed right now. It just if I jump and hit it's down to like 10% health. Except for some of the bosses. The bosses you still gotta work at, but it's good. You tried ordering your big order through an FLGS. They don't normally stock your products, but we're gonna do their custom order for you through the distributor. They've ghosted you for 2 weeks? Oh no. Oh no. Did they take your money, Mathis? I hope not. Tell the new owners that they owe you. Yeah, Groovy, it's very high input reading, and also your tracking is worse. But I think it's because they give you, about halfway through the new DLC, you get a trinket that allows your sorcery... No, it's a skill. It's a skill that you can put on that allows your sorceries to track. No, that's arrows. That
Yeah,
goes
so-
on bows, and that's arrows. It's not sorceries. I was thinking maybe that was the reason. There's a really good trinket or a really good ash that you can put on a bow that makes all of your arrows homing, and they home ridiculously well while your sorceries don't,
Huh.
which is pretty cool for the bow guys.
Well, that's cool because
If you go full dex bow build, you could slaughter this thing because literally everything tracks, which means your status effects all hit. There's no missing. So poison, rot,
so good.
everything hits. So if you have materials to make poison and rot arrows and stuff, bosses just suffer because just about everything is living. The guy I'm at right now, Putrescent Knight, I think is undead. I don't think you can bleed him. I think that's my big problem is I'm not proccing bleeds on him. Good, Mathis. That's good to hear.
Mathis, check the Combat Company. They order from us directly.
Yeah, and Combat Company doesn't go through the distributor. They order direct still.
So they get restocks a lot quicker.
Did you play with Moonveil game delay?
I'm playing Moonveil right now.
The Moonveil got nerfed. It's still really good. It's not like Rivers of Blood. Jen was laughing at the name Rivers of Blood. Rivers of Blood sits in my box now because it's nerfed so bad.
Booger, I painted them on stream. I could go over them again. It was a really, really simple
I was gonna
workout.
say purple's really simple.
I masked off everything else, and I literally did, airbrush. Was it dark? There was royal purple, and then I want to say I did plum, and then I did magenta.
I think so.
And it was just as simple as that. Through an airbrush. 1, 2, 3, done. Simple workup. That's generally the way I like to paint purple. I don't like to go super exaggerated on purple because it tends
It's
to
already kind of it's like pink.
yeah,
You don't have to do much with it.
yeah, exactly. And it's a large model, so the shadows are kind of defined by themselves.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us. I know we just got the raid. Welcome everybody from the raid. I wish we had longer. We are a business here. We do make the Procro paints that you see us painting with. So check out the links that Jen just put up in chat as the store, the FLGS locator. So for those of you that came in, if you're actually in New Zealand and the Australia area, we do have a distributor down there with stores that sell our products into the world. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Please hit that follow button if you are new here. We stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in the U.S. Just look up what time it is in Phoenix, Arizona. And if it's 2 p.m. or 4 p.m., or I guess between 2 and 4 p.m., come here. We'd love to have you. So,
Oh my gosh, look at the number.
Ghost Hunter says 4,444 amazing artists in the Discord. The Discord is the place to be. One person who wants dry brushing transparent's monthly challenge. I mean, there you go.
Be
Now you
careful
said it.
what you wish for.
Now you said it.
That will be next month's challenge.
Game Delay winning a game, as a matter of fact, is very thankful for random number generators today, as he should be. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Check out all those links. We'd love to see you back here when you have some time. Stick around. We're going to find someone else to pass this raid along to. Show the love in the channel you wind up with by hitting that follow button. It's free, and it helps. So thanks so much. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Adios, gang.
See ya.